Boy oh boy guys, do we have some controversy brewing in the Fallout space. So stick with me, we're going to go through it, we're going to figure out what it is, why it's controversial, and what Fallout might look like in the future. Let me start off by asking you this. If I were to ask you what your favorite thing about Fallout is, what would you say? Would you say that it's the storytelling? I know that's what it is for me. Is it the combat? Is it the zaniness of this world? Because it is pretty wacky. Most of us, we're going to have different answers. But I feel like the majority of us are going to be under that umbrella, either combat or storytelling. What I think about 5% of us, 10% of us are going to say is the base building. Base building, we all know, didn't come around until Fallout 4 was introduced then. It's in 76. It's in Starfield. We all know this, but what you guys may be surprised to hear is that there is a current poll on Reddit. It's got about 1,300 votes, and the question posed is, should Fallout continue to include the camp building system? And it seems like in a landslide vote, about 70% of the people of the player base say no, that it shouldn't. They should ditch the system. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly, because I know about 76. It's not my favorite thing, because 76 is my favorite Fallout game. But it's enjoyable. You guys correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I can't remember. It's been so long since I played. In New Vegas, what was the weapon crafting system like? Because I remember I played 4. I honestly was not a big fan of 4 initially, and I haven't went back and played it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. My big issue was I kept running off places just trying to explore the map. Everywhere I ran, got murdered. But I guess that's just part of the beauty of Fallout as it is. I know in 76 we have one wasteland where you can go pretty much anywhere and get scaled to levels, so it doesn't really matter what you find, you're going to be at the same level to fight it. But my point in asking that is, I remember in 4, it was the first time I saw the workbenches the way they were. So I could be wrong, but I feel like weapon crafting and armor crafting and all that came about around the same time that camp building came about. So in my mind, I'm trying to figure out what the player base wants weapon crafting to be like if you remove the base building. I understand they're two different things, but I just can't remember what one was like without the other, if that makes sense. And I want to know from you guys down in the comments, what do you think about base building? Would you rather have it removed or kept in the game, or made optional? I think that's the way to go, honestly, is for it to be optional. And I think if we look at the facts that it's in 4, expanded upon and heavily in 76, it's still getting expanded upon with how they added the weather stations, and I think that is a big win. I love the snow weather station, especially because so many people have been asking for snow in Appalachia for such a long time. And then personally, I love the vending machines that you can create. They have so many cool, unique designs for the vending stations in 76. Now I know in Fallout 5 they're not going to be a thing because obviously it's going to be a single player. My point remains that I think that the camp building system brings a lot of interesting and unique interactions and mechanics that you're not going to get without it. I would really like it to see it be optional rather than removed entirely. But before I get into this, my last point, I just want to say, you guys, if you're still watching, I super appreciate it. My name's Cosmic. I make Fallout, Starfield, and No Man's Sky videos weekly. And if any of that stuff interests you, I highly encourage you guys to check it out. And if I can get a like, if I get up to 20 likes in this video, I really appreciate it. So my last point I wanted to talk to you guys about is I know the polls say that 70% of the player base doesn't want to see camp crafting again in Fallout 5. I do think it will be in the game, though. I cannot see Bethesda tweaking it so heavily in 76 even going so far as to add it into Starfield. Now, I haven't dove into the outpost building in Starfield, but I plan to. So I just think that they've continued to make adjustments and gauge the community's opinion about it over the last couple years, and I don't foresee it going anywhere. I think as long as 76 has been out and people have had opinions about base building, and 4 has been out and they've had opinions about base building, they wouldn't have added it in Starfield unless it was just too late. But I feel like with Starfield they kind of doubled down with it, if that makes sense. I just don't see it going anywhere. Our only hope, if you don't like base building, is that it be optional, and I can very, very much see that it could be optional. I think they would ruffle a lot of feathers if it wasn't. But yeah, I'm gonna plug my TV in here, you guys, and I'm gonna chill for a little bit. You guys let me know down in the comments whether you want to see base building in Fallout 5, and if you don't, let me know why. If you do, let me know your favorite things to build. And again, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.